Welcome to Angelo Tells Stories, where I tell stories about my life and just fun stories in general. I was inspired by Emma Chamberlain to make a channel like this. I have a pretty solid channel going on right now called Angelo Carlos, where I review tech and business stuff, but this stuff is just going to be fun stuff about life. And today's story, we're going to talk about UCLA. My school that I'm currently attending, I'm brewing, yes. And this is episode 1. I know it's going to be kind of weird, funky, and not the best, but I really want to make this stuff, so it's going to be fun. So, I got into UCLA about 2 years ago now, and time has flown by so quickly. One thing I realized about UCLA, it's that, well, let me start prefacing this. I grew up with immigrant parents, and their goal for me, for my life, was just to go to the best school possible, get the best job possible, so that way they see that I have a better life, right? Family came from the Philippines, didn't really know what to do when they got here, so I've always felt like their hopes, dreams, and aspirations all relied on me. And that was a very heavy burden for me to shoulder, because I just wanted to see my mom and dad proud of me because of how much they basically sacrificed for me, right? And if you're watching this and you have immigrant parents, you're the first generation person here, or you just love your parents and want them to be proud of you, you can probably relate to my story. So I did everything right, in a sense where I went to UCLA, got a great job at Google, and just wanted to make mom and dad proud. So this story is about UCLA. I got into UCLA, and I've never seen my parents so proud of me, right? Like, when my dad was in the Philippines, he would always read books and like watch shows about America. So he made it his dream for his kids to be born in America and just to live that American dream, a life that he was never afforded. I think my dad grew up so poor in the Philippines, and when he came to America, he worked 2-3 jobs at a time just so I could go to school at like a great school and put food on the table for my family. And then when I got to UCLA, like, that was the pinnacle of his like being so proud of me. And it's so weird being like a first generation kid, because you just want to enjoy life, you just want to fit in with everyone, right? But your culture is so like intertwined with your family in the Philippines and then in the United States, and then you feel lost at times of just understanding who you are, because you want to just make sure mom and dad are proud, and they tell you to do certain things, but you come to America and everything's completely different. It's super Americanized, right? And when I went to UCLA, like, I felt kind of like lost, right? I just felt, hey, I got into this amazing school. Do I find happiness now that I'm here, or do I just kind of like go with the flow? Like, did I achieve the dream already that got into this great school, mom and dad should be happy for me now, right? And for me, it was like, I feel like these past 2 years of school, I learned a lot. I take these amazing classes with some great professors, but I still sometimes feel lost at what I want to do with life, right? I'm very fortunate to go to school called UCLA Anderson, where I have like a lot of the brightest minds with me, a lot of the smartest people with me, and I'm just kind of still wondering of like, what am I going to do out of college, right? I could like go back to tech or pursue this YouTube thing full time. I just don't know. At UCLA, the funny thing about going to school there is that everyone worked their tail off to get to school there, right? Or like, it's like very like rare you see someone who probably didn't deserve to be there, right? I think the acceptance rate at UCLA this year is like 4% in the year 2024, which is insane. And now it's like everyone you meet there is just so smart, built different, right? So it's hard to feel that like comfort in a sense, right? Because you're always comparing yourself to other people. And no matter how high you climb on that totem pole of life at a school like UCLA, you always feel like you're not enough. And I'm probably pretty sure, like 99% sure, we all feel this way in life, whether we be at different schools, different companies, and we're just like comparing. I'm pretty sure people compare themselves to me and think like, I wish I could be that guy. Because I compare myself to other people, wish I could be that person, right? I was at the gym the other day, and it was crazy. Like, this guy went up to me, he's like, bro, you have my dream physique. And I look at myself, I'm like, really? I don't look good at all. But then you start to realize, you're like, damn, do you ever feel kind of contentment in anything you're doing in life? And at UCLA, I felt that a ton, right? Like, I always felt like I was a cool guy, nice guy, easy to get along with. But I have classmates who are cool, nice people, but they have like a better like career than me, or they're more personable than me, or everyone wants to hang out with them after school, and like they just seem so popular, and I feel like they figured everything out. And I'm just like wondering, I was like, why do I feel lost? Why can't I be that person? Why is comparison the theft of joy? And it's insane to think that, like, I had this amazing goal of getting to UCLA, get there, super happy, super hyped, and then when you get there, you're like, huh, what else is there to do? Like, I think everyone's dream, right, is just to make their parents proud. But then when you kind of achieve whatever goal or whatever you're trying to search for, you kind of like think to yourself like, huh, is this it? But there are also positives, like from getting to school at UCLA. It's like, because you're around so many smart people, you kind of step your game up to their level, right? I really believe like you are the summation of like the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? You always hear that, right? If I had this one professor yesterday, super cool guy. He was an advisor to President Obama. He was a C-suite in Starbucks, and he kept telling us, you are this summation of the 5 people you spend the most time around. So you spend time with 5 knuckleheads, you're gonna be the 6th knucklehead, right? So the crazy thing about UCLA is that everyone's always striving for greatness. Everyone's always striving to become a better version of themselves, whether it be academically, with their mental, physical health, whatever it may be. A lot of great people who want to give back to society like have come through UCLA, and that's one thing I'm super proud of, because maybe that was the whole purpose of coming to a school like UCLA, was that, yes, make mom and dad proud, but also kind of realize that the life I live is going to be better if I'm around people who have this great sense of fulfillment and giving back to the world, which is what I've sensed a lot with the people at UCLA, especially coming from a public school. And I really appreciate that. Also, because a lot of these people work hard in their life, it's like you don't want to be that one friend who's a bum and just playing video games and not doing anything with his or her life. So that's one kind of culmination aspect that I've got of it, right? I have some amazing friends who are like working in biotech, friends who are directing movies, friends who are working in technology and doing big things in finance and business. And you're like, well, all my friends are super cool. I don't want to be that one guy who does nothing and has nothing to show for or talk about when he hangs out with his friends, right? Because at the end of the day, I feel like our relationships with people are like the most important things we have in this life, right? And you want to be able to just interact with people, tell cool stories, and like just enjoy life with other people. So that's one of the cooler things at UCLA. Another thing too is that like I'm kind of starting to realize how blessed I am to be in Los Angeles, right? Growing up, I was such a huge Kobe Bryant fan, right? I loved the Lakers. Kobe Bryant was my favorite basketball player. And then just being in LA, you're kind of like really blessed. I have traveled to countries in Asia, all across the US. And anytime you tell them you're from Los Angeles, it's like everyone's like, whoa, Hollywood, whoa, movies, whoa, Lakers. And you're like, you kind of take it for granted sometimes because you're like thinking, man, like this is like something I see every day. This isn't that big of a deal to me, right? And you're like, hold up, let me take a step back. Because a lot of people, they dream to live the life you live. They dream to move to Los Angeles. They dream to go to school at UCLA. They dream to do all these things that you take kind of for granted. And you forget that you just gotta be proud of yourself and thankful for where you are in life. Because there was a point in time in your life where you prayed, you asked for what you have right now. And for me, that was UCLA. I just wanted to go to school so bad because I wanted mom and dad to be proud. But then when you get there, you kind of forget why you did this in the first place, right? So I think this school is like an amazing school, and it's a lot of it is just like a symbol of like all the hard work you put in, right? And when you tell people you went to school at UCLA, like there's a lot of pride in it because of how hard it was to get in there. And it's not to be snotty or like show off or braggy. It's more of a sense is that you start realizing when you set your mind to something, you can achieve it. And that's kind of what I started realizing. I remember telling my dad and my mom, like, I really want to go to UCLA, but I can't afford the tuition. What am I going to do? And coming from a first generation household, it was always like, well, we don't have investments, we don't have any of this like generational wealth, let's work. So my dad worked 3 jobs, and then once I got to school, I started working. And as I started working, I was able to pay off all my debt and take care of myself. So it kind of made me realize too that you can have imperfect action in anything that you do. When you have imperfect action, you just go with it, things will end up working out because you took action to do something, right? There's so many times in life we feel stuck. We feel like, oh hey, what should I do? Oh hey, like I feel paralyzed. But the important thing to realize is that whenever you feel paralyzed in life, just take one step forward. It was like at UCLA, I can't afford $40,000 a year. I don't have that. But there's this thing called FAFSA where you can take out a loan. Well, I'll take out a loan for whatever amount. And then I also studied business. So I knew that I'm going to be able to get a job after school, and maybe I'll be in debt for a certain amount, but I'll be able to pay it off eventually because I have confidence and faith in myself to get into an industry that is high paying, right? I'm from like the Silicon Valley, Bay Area, and I knew technology, artificial intelligence, just growing up, like tech. There is money in there because there's so many companies creating and building new things. And if you're in the heart and in the forefront of like technology, where companies are generating revenue, you're gonna make money. And that's kind of like what my hypothesis was, right? And I'm very fortunate to be able to just go for it. So, with that being said, if you can get into a great school like UCLA or any school in general, I truly think like the individual is responsible for their own success. So whatever school you get into, just give it your all, give it your everything. There's so many times I walk around UCLA's campus and I'm just like in shock and awe and ask myself, dang, am I really here? Just because of how beautiful the campus is, how smart a lot of people are, and how hardworking everyone is, right? I think at the end of the day, we all want to just give back to society. And being at UCLA, like, I feel like I've been around a lot of people who felt that, right? One of the best feelings too was that when my mom and dad came to family weekend at UCLA, and I saw the looks on their faces when they came to campus for the first time, and they were just so proud of me because like they came from the Philippines, where it's a third world country, and then they come here and they see their son like excelling and doing everything he can at the top school in the world, #1 public school in the world. And I just remember that feeling of my dad looking up and being like, dang, my son really did it. And a lot of it was for them, because as a son of an immigrant family, you just want them to see the American dream through your eyes, because they're never given the opportunity that you were given, and you just don't want to mess it up. I know it's a lot of pressure, especially when you're young, but I think one day when I have kids, or say if you guys are watching this and you have kids, you guys probably understand that you just want nothing but the best for your children, because you just love them so much and you believe in them so much, because they are a direct reflection of you. And I hope by making this video I inspire you guys to be the best version of yourself, because I believe in you. There's so many times we'll have doubt in our head telling us we can't do X, we can't do Y, we can't do Z, I'm not good enough. These emotions, these thoughts, they happen to all of us. No matter how much success I've achieved, no matter how much money I have made, these thoughts, they still come and go. And that's okay, because they're just thoughts, nothing more, nothing less. And when you give back and give good to the world, which I hope this storytelling helps you guys, whether or not you're going through a dark time, whether or not you're a son of an immigrant family, a daughter of an immigrant family, and you just want to make mom and dad proud, I hope this story inspires you. At UCLA, I saw some of my friends succeed, and I just wanted to be successful like them. So one of the cool stories about that was that I applied to so many jobs, and I was able to get a job at Google. And this was like, at first I was just like surprised and shocked that I got a job at Google. But a lot of it was that just being around people at UCLA made me want to strive for more and strive for better. And I think the company saw that I was coming from a great school, so they also understood that I have a talented person coming on board. We can take a chance on this person. So that's what I really kind of thought to myself too. I was like, man, being at UCLA has like helped shape me in so many ways to just really believe in myself. A lot of it too was like knowing if I can get into a really hard school, I can work at a top company, right? And then knowing that I can work at a top company gave me the confidence to know that I can build a very successful business or a very successful YouTube channel, because I have learned to really outwork the self-doubt, right? A lot of times we'll tell yourself, especially at UCLA, I would tell myself before a test, I can do this, I got this, I got this. Yes, that's good and all. That works to like get you in a good positive mindset. But if you don't put in the work and you just hype yourself up without putting in any work, you're still gonna fail. Which is what I've learned. So I think I just gotta like keep putting in the work and everything will come true. Yeah, that's the crazy thing with life, is that just put in work, everything comes true. And just know we all have self-doubt in ourselves, right? We all sometimes feel like we're insecure, we're inadequate. But to other people, we may look like we have everything figured out. But at the end of the day, we don't. A lot of times we don't. And trust me, like, I've met some of the most successful people at UCLA. I've met some of the richest people at UCLA. I've met some of the most, like, people at Google who you're just like, whoa, this is that guy or that girl. And we're all human beings and we all feel the same emotions. The only thing different is like some of us are better at like just compartmentalizing it or like not thinking about it, right? And no one's ever different, just like be honest, right? Like we're all the same people made of the same flesh and blood. That was one thing I've kind of learned at UCLA too, is that people who I've looked up to because they've achieved something so amazing, like these CEOs I would meet in class, I like would realize that this guy, this girl is no different than you and I. They just stuck with something a lot longer than I have, and they just worked hard at something, right? And whatever they have done that's like exciting or inspiring for you, you can achieve that too, which is kind of crazy, which one thing I've realized, right? I've met so many CEOs and VPs at these major companies and just listened to them talk and just realized this dude is just a normal person. And if they didn't have a certain title or like advertised or marketed it to me that their title was, I would have never thought this guy or girl is this high up person at a company or has done XYZ achievement, right? Because still normal people. That's to say that whatever you set your mind to, you can achieve, right? I think whatever you do in life, if you want to get into school like UCLA, you want to get a job at Google, just apply. Set your mind to something because it will come true. My professor yesterday at UCLA was just telling me how after college, he did an MBA at UCLA, and after college he sat down and wrote a 20-year plan. And in that 20-year plan, he talked about having kids, working for the White House, becoming a CEO, all these great things. And it came true because he put the work into it, and he really wrote it down and gave himself timelines, tangible tasks to do it. So whatever you guys have for your dreams, your aspirations, whatever it may be, sit down, write on a piece of paper, go on notes on your iPhone, and just talk about what you want to do and why you want to do that, right? And know that I believe in you. As long as you put the work in, it will come true. Like I said before, I was a huge proponent and was a big fan of Kobe Bryant as a basketball player and the mindset he had. And the interviews about Kobe, they always talked about everything in Kobe's life, he manifested it. Like winning the NBA championships, playing for the Lakers, having a great career in business, having kids, a family. It was all manifested. Having a music career, all manifested. But what set apart Kobe was that he manifested everything, and then he put the work in to just do everything he set his mind to. And for me, that was whoosh. That brought Kobe down to earth for me. That brought all my dreams, my hope, and aspiration down to earth for me, because it just made me realize that anything in this life you can have, anything or anyone you want to be in this life you can be, as long as you put the work in, as long as you're doing the right thing. So if you want to become a doctor, if you want to start that $1 billion company, if you want to be the next best YouTuber, if you want to help people through charities, through love, through giving back to the world, you can do it. Just put the work in. It will all come true. I think with life, we have this tendency, especially me, to have analysis by paralysis, where we are just so scared to do anything because there's just so many options, so many things to do, and we don't do it because we're just too scared of failure. But I'm here to tell you, do not let that analysis by paralysis stop you from achieving your dreams, stop you from what you want to do in life. Because when you allow that analysis by paralysis to take over, you don't take any action and you don't achieve anything. So just take that next step. You can't see forward in this crazy journey of life we have, but you can see the next step because you can see your feet. You can take that one step, and that one step is progress. Working in tech, I've just realized you just need to build things, break things fast, and iterate as you go. Allow that to be your life. Build things, break things, and just keep going forward and iterate as you go. And I used to have this fear of failure because for me, I grew up with this immigrant family. I just wanted to be perfect. I needed permission to do anything and everything. Otherwise, it was seen as disrespectful of my culture. But what I kind of realized is that does not need to be the case. I do not need to ask permission for everything with my career, with how I want to build this amazing company in my life. Just go forward and keep doing great, amazing things. fail along the way, iterate along the way, become better along the way. I hope this video helps you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my first story about UCLA and life. This is, I was really inspired by Emma Chamberlain. So, Jello family, thank you for watching Angelo Carlos Storytells. I don't know what we call this channel yet, but this is like episode 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my other channels down below. And I appreciate you, Jello family. Have an amazing day. Keep chasing greatness. Keep giving good to the world. Keep being the best person, best version of you that you can be, because the world deserves the best version of you. I love you so much, Jello family. Please like, comment, and subscribe, because it's going to help this channel grow. We're going to give out a great message to people, and it's going to make life a lot better and the world a lot better. So keep giving good vibes, positive message to the world. Jello family, catch you later. Peace.